Tens of thousands of North Koreans gathered in Pyongyang in a rally marking Kim Jong-un's rise as chairman of the ruling Workers' Party. Asia's biggest content market opens in the port city of Busan. We bring you a preview of the International Busan Contents Market as it kicks off May 11th. And an exhibition demonstrating the influential art of the late Joseon Dynasty era has opened in Seoul. We take you there for a look back in time. Hello and welcome to News Today on KBS World. It's Wednesday, May 11th. I'm Luke Clary. We begin in North Korea, the scene of a massive rally attended by some 100,000 people to mark the appointment of Kim Jong-un as chairman of the Workers' Party. Here's the story from Pyongyang.
The vast Kim Il-sung Square resonates with a cheering sound praising North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. Kim responds by waving his hand. The purpose of this massive rally is to celebrate Kim Jong-un's appointment as chairman of the Workers' Party. Propaganda slogans praising Kim and the 7th Workers' Party Congress also mention the three-generation power succession of the North Korean regime.
인민의 모든 꿈이 이루어질 만국의 내일을 취향한 설계도에 담아 펼쳐보인 민족사적 대경사입니다. 위대한 김정은 동지의 당 조선노동당.
The square is filled with slogans reading economic and nuclear development and young superpower as uncles continue to praise the North Korean leader through microphones.
만약 원수들이 우리 운명의 명제를 끝끝내 끊어버리려 든다면 전말은 핵폭탄되어 무자비하게 침몰하리라.
Kim Jong-un's close aides keep applauding their leader. Underneath the podium, you can hear slogans vowing loyalty. The mass rally that deployed more than 100,000 Pyongyang residents was nothing more than a magnificent political show to idolize the North Korean leader.
In a speech accepting the chairmanship of the ruling Workers' Party, North Korean leader Kim Jong-un made it clear that he will forge his own path. Meanwhile, a new lineup has emerged in his circle of power. Here's a closer look.
Kim Jong-un was unanimously elected as party chairman ahead of the closing of North Korea's Workers' Party Congress.
설사 몸이 찢기고 쓰러진다 해도 언제 어디서나 어떤 순간에나 변함없이 사심없이 우리 인민을 높이 받들어.
Kim said his country will follow its own path and vowed to triumph against the schemes of hostile forces.
김정은 동지를 조선노동당 위원장으로
89-year-old parliamentary leader Kim Yong-nam proposed the appointment of Kim as party chairman, whereupon 5 officials, one after another, pledged loyalty to Kim, including Hwang Byung-seo, chief of the North Korean military's General Political Bureau.
장병들의 한결같은 신념과 불타는 충정을 담아 전폭적으로 지지 찬동합니다.
The key leadership of the Kim Jong-un regime has also been revealed. Choi Ryong-hae has again become a standing committee member of the Workers' Party's Political Bureau and re-emerged as the second highest-ranking official in power. Former Chief of Staff of the North's military Lee Young-gil also quieted rumors of his possible execution as he was elected as a candidate member of the Politburo.
The International Busan Contents Market, the largest video content market in Asia, kicks off in the port city on May 11th. We bring you there now for a preview of the important annual event in the world of media.
The purpose of the content market is to share broadcasting video materials and generate business opportunities. More than 800 video content companies from 46 countries will participate in this year's International Busan Contents Market. Competition for participation was fierce despite the fact that participants had to pay for their pavilions, while the scale of the event was expanded 1.5 times compared with last year. This year, some 2,500 buyers and sellers registered for participation in advance, which is a 30% increase from last year. Scores of buyers from Asian countries decided to participate in the market to purchase Korean cultural content products that could become the next hit after the KBS TV show Descendants of the Sun. The China Television Drama Production Industry Association participated along with 16 member firms. Japan's Content Producers Association also sent its officials to attend the event, while the Taiwanese government even opened a joint pavilion. This year, the value of transactions is expected to surpass $100 million, with deals worth $50 million expected to be signed right at the event. The Busan Contents Market will also feature seminars on multi-platforms, which have emerged as a major trend in the broadcast content industry.
In a bid to reduce the smoking rate, the government will ban cigarette advertisements at stores located just outside schools. It will also step up regulations on e-cigarettes. Here's a look at some of the new measures meant to help curb smoking.
Numerous tobacco ads can be found around the counter area. The government deemed these ads to have a negative influence on teen smoking and decided to ban cigarette ads within 50 meters of a school's main gate. The government will also prohibit indirect tobacco marketing, such as promotions on personal blogs. The sale of small packets containing fewer than 20 cigarettes is to be banned, and flavored cigarettes with added scents will also be regulated. As for electronic cigarettes, amendments to laws will be sought to impose stiffer taxes for higher nicotine content. Warning images will also be placed on e-cigarettes, and regulations will be put in place regarding various additives.
청소년들이나 여성들이 전자담배를 통해서 니코틴의 게이트웨이로 사용될 우려가 있기 때문에 현재로서는 전자담배도 담배와 동일하게 취급한다.
The government announced that thanks to the tobacco price hike and anti-smoking ads, the smoking rate among Korean adult men dropped to the 30% range for the first time ever last year. Officials vowed to lower the rate to the 20% range by the year 2020.
On May 11th, Korea marks Adoption Day. Public perception of child adoption has improved in Korea over the years, but there's still a long road ahead to help diminish the stigma. Here's more.
Korea began child adoptions in 1953. Most of the adopted children were sent overseas in the 1960s and 70s because Korea had to rely on foreign aid to operate basic child welfare facilities, including orphanages. After the 1980s, when the domestic economy improved, a growing number of orphans were adopted by Koreans. In 2007, for the first time, the number of children adopted by Koreans surpassed the number of orphans adopted by foreigners. Public perception of adoptions has also improved. While in the past, Koreans kept child adoption secret, nowadays more and more families adopt openly. Child adoption procedures have also changed. In the past, foster parents only had to report adoptions to the local government. But following the amendment of the Special Adoption Act in 2012, they are now mandated to obtain permits from a court and report the birth of their foster child prior to adoption. Experts also call for stronger government support for foster families. Although public perception of child adoption has improved significantly, there are still many tasks lying ahead. One of them is Koreans' negative perception concerning the adoption of children with disabilities.
From time to time, we have the pleasure of sharing a story of ordinary citizens taking extraordinary risks to save the life of a total stranger. An apartment building guard and a convenience store employee came together to rescue a driver in a desperate situation. Here's more.
Flames flare up from a passenger car that crashed into a parked vehicle in an apartment complex. A guard uses a fire extinguisher, but the flames fail to die down. He steps away at the sound of an explosion. One young man then begins to pound the car's backseat window with the extinguisher. The driver inside the car remains unconscious. This time, a brick is used to break the glass window of the passenger seat. The door is finally opened as the blaze spreads to the driver's seat. The driver finally comes to his senses and bolts out of the car with his clothes on fire. It was a guard patrolling the area who rushed to the scene when he heard an explosion, spraying an extinguisher before dragging the driver out of the burning vehicle.
겁이 나더라고. 솔직히 이거 차 폭발. 그 영화 같은 거 보면 폭발하잖아요.
The young man who broke open the window with an extinguisher and a brick was a convenience store clerk who was working at a nearby store on an all-night shift.
안전벨트를 이제 풀어드리고 제가 이제 함부로 들면은 만약에 척추로 다치셨으면은 2차 손상까지 피해를 입는데.
The two men modestly said that they only did what had to be done.
A growing number of women are entering the boxing ring, once considered an arena exclusively for men. There are even women boxing referees opening up a new career option for women in sports. Let's meet Kang So-jin, who is striving to become an international boxing referee.
Sportswear model Kang So-jin poses in front of a camera. After a photo shoot with her sister, who works as an actress, So-jin heads to a boxing gym. Because waiting for her there is her other job as a boxing referee.
7, 8.
Unlike during her modeling job, her eyes turn intimidating when she stands on the ring as a referee.
굉장히 많은 에너지를 받기도 하고요. 가까이서 이제 보면서 이제 복싱을 더 접하게 되니까 더 많은 애착이 생기더라고요.
So-jin's father was once a boxer, and she herself competed as an amateur boxer for a year. She started boxing to become more fit as a sportswear model. Later, she tried out for refereeing and earned an official license just last year, launching her career as an arbiter on the ring. There are 335 boxing referees in Korea, but only 15 of them are women. This indicates how prejudiced the field may be for females. But So-jin is getting ready to be certified as an international boxing referee. Only 2 other women in Korea referee international matches.
심판도 하다 보니까 욕심이 생기더라고요. 그래서 이제 국제 심판까지 제가 지금 욕심을 내고 있습니다.
This female referee with an unusual background is bringing a new burst of energy to Korean boxing.
대한민국 복싱 파이팅!
What kind of paintings were popular among people living in the late Joseon period? Well, an exhibition that demonstrates the influential art of the times has opened in Seoul. Let's take a look back in time.
This is a painting inspired by the Korean novel Guunmong, or The Dream of Nine Clouds, which depicts the transience of wealth and fame through a story of a man and 8 heavenly maidens. 장생도, or painting of longevity, contains wishes for a long and healthy life, and a magpie and a tiger supposedly brings good luck and wards off misfortune. These are all paintings that were often found in art stores or private homes in the late 18th century. The most popular artworks among the ordinary people of Seoul were those wishing for good fortune and portraying interesting stories.
화려하고 또 이렇게 예쁘고 이런 것들이 가정집에 있다는 것이 아주 새롭게 좀 느껴졌고요.
A large arts market was established at Gwangtongyo Bridge in the late Joseon period and did brisk business. A passage from a narrative songbook titled Hanyanga, published in 1844, reads, "A store beneath the Gwangtongyo Bridge has various paintings on display, indicating how art had penetrated deep into people's lives."
사회 변화 속에서 불특정한 평민 계층들이 그림을 쉽게 살 수 있게 되었다는 것으로 그들의 문화 향유의 저변화가 시작되었다는 것을 의미한다고 하겠습니다.
This exhibition features a recreation of an old art store to allow visitors to better understand the artistic preferences of the general public at the time.
A number of festivals featuring non-commercial films on specific themes will play out here in Seoul this May. Meanwhile, South Korea's greeting man statue is gaining notoriety worldwide. This and more coming up in today's Culture News. A film has been produced on the unknown lives of Indo-Pacific bottlenose dolphins inhabiting near Jeju Island. Various movies dealing with environmental issues and the coexistence of humans and nature will be screened at the 13th Green Film Festival in Seoul. The festival will feature productions by renowned international and domestic filmmakers, including Kim Ki-duk, Kim Tae-yong, and Michael Moore, winner of the Palme d'Or Award at the Cannes Film Festival. Reflecting the popularity of TV cooking shows, a festival of films on food and culinary culture will be held in Seoul. Some 60 food-themed movies and related events like talk shows will be presented at the second Seoul International Food Film Festival. North Korea across the Imjin River looks close and accessible from a mountaintop. A giant statue bowing its head modestly toward the north stands there. It is named the Greeting Man. It's a public artwork conveying the hope for reconciliation and harmony between the two Koreans.
이 조각상의 은은한 빛이 하늘빛하고 닮아서 너무 보기가 좋고 이 인사하는 조각상이 남과 북의 평화를 좀 더 앞당길 수 있을 것 같습니다.
The Greeting Man was first set up in Uruguay 4 years ago. Touched by the sculpture's pose resembling the Korean-style bow, local people changed the name of the place into Korean Plaza. The artwork also appeared in a public advertisement and became a locally famous destination. The artist will display his work in 10 countries by next year to deliver the message of communication and reconciliation around the world. Notably, he will offer warm consolation to the earthquake-hit country of Ecuador by sending his work.
자신을 열어서 자신을 상대보다 스스로 낮춰주는 그 마음이 이 한국식 인사가 가지고 있는 가장 큰 미덕이 아닐까 생각합니다.
The jade-colored greeting man. It's serving as a messenger of Korean virtues represented by humbleness and warm-heartedness overseas. And now we'll take a look at the markets, followed by the world weather. And that's it for this edition of News Today. Thanks so much for being with us. We'll see you again at the same time tomorrow. Goodbye.